Jeff, let's say somebody wanted to get early episodes of the show. Is that possible?
It is so possible.
If people wanted to get bonus episodes of the show, is that possible?
We got those too.
If people wanted to get like extra stuff like video hangouts with us and other fans of the show, is that possible?
Dude, I'm telling you, all of that and more is possible. All they got to do is support the show.
How do they do that?
Go to patreon.com/wehaveconcerns, find out all the information you need, and help us continue to make this show.
Hair of a dog? Of a dog?
Yeah, Temple of the Dog?
It's okay. This is We Have Concerns. Hi, Jeff Cannata.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
Hello, concerned citizens. When I was a kid...
Uh-oh, here we go. Hunker down, everybody.
Five B's for a quarter, we used to say. No, when I was a kid, I wonder if it was just an 80s and 90s Stargate Saturday morning cartoon sort of situation.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a real fascination with Egypt being full of mystery.
Oh, Egypt is definitely full of mystery. What with the mummies and the tombs and the sarcophagi.
There are curses. Brendan Fraser's there.
Oh.
We don't know much about their mythology, but we're willing to fill in the blanks rather than do any research.
And it's great for a kid because their language was literally pictures.
Yeah, and it's also great for a kid because it's just like reducing a culture of people down to 3 or 4 symbols that we can understand.
And
then push onto those people when we meet them later in life.
Yeah.
But no, is that a fair thing to say that there was like a pop culture sort of
sure,
like, ooh, if there's a curse or there's a magic or we found a hidden tomb.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, you know, the Indiana Joneses were more Christianity, but it was there in the Middle East, and it was felt, you know.
Yeah. Well, Indiana Jones also went to South America to really appropriate a lot of that too.
That's true.
Indiana Jones is an equal opportunity appropriator and mess with her.
But there was sort of a Scooby-Doo meets the Mummy.
Yeah, that's what I would say. And number one, I'd like to apologize to anybody from Egypt for all of that, but
also would like to
but
apologize.
also I fucking love Stargate and I can't help it.
I also want to apologize to all the Great Danes out there that really feel that Scooby-Doo is kind of insensitive. Let's just put it that way.
Sure, but also like if I was a Great Dane, I would feel like that's an impossible bar to reach is the Scooby-Doo bar.
What, like speech?
Speech and solving crimes and yeah.
But I feel like the Scooby snacks and the oblique stoner references,
sure,
maybe a little disrespectful to the Great Danes.
Yeah. That's. I mean, I would say number one is priority is breed specific legislation.
Yeah,
but I think that feeds into it, you know, and so media representation is important as well. Egypt, full of mystery.
Don't get me started on Scrappy.
That's what we need. Don't get anybody started.
Egypt. So you thought it was full of mystery. I feel like it was too. I've never been there. Have you ever been there?
Never been to Egypt.
I've always wanted to visit the Great Pyramids and see the Sphinx and all that stuff. It feels like something out of a child's storybook. It feels like not seeing it in real life means that it kind of might not really be there. You know, it just seems so outside the realm of human possibility.
And I think, you know, there's a whole pedigree of Egyptology, which was this early 20th century sort of thing where the wealthy would go and they'd be like, I'm a scientist now,
right?
And I'm researching because it was a cool thing to do. It's like you go there because it is full of wonder and mystery, and we're gonna dig up all your shit and take it and like. But the other thing is, the other reason I think we're so fascinated with this is one of the few truly ancient cultures and one of the few truly ancient cultures that still has these really well-preserved artifacts, structures, buildings.
Right, because preservation was part of their culture.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so we don't see that as much. There, you can probably count the number of civilizations like that that have survived, like on one hand. And so it is kind of cool when we learn new things and when we find out new things about them. And we did get a story sent in from a couple people about the Great Pyramid 4,500 years old.
Yeah.
And we are still finding out new things about the Great Pyramid.
Did we find a Stargate in it?
There is a Stargate in it.
We found a Stargate in the pyramid!
And so guess what? Hollywood was right and sensitive.
Oh, thank God. We really dodged a bullet on that one.
Well, the lucky thing about Stargate is it's not lucky. It's saying it was aliens is even worse, I think, in a way. Anyway, we're moving on. Here's what's up. The Great Pyramid is filled with different chambers. There is a great gallery in there where there are a lot of these works of art and treasures. Right. There is a burial chamber for the pharaoh. There is a burial chamber for his wives. There is a burial, like there's all different things, and they're full of different types of artifacts.
Right.
We no longer go digging around in the Great Pyramid. Because we
don't want to disturb any of the curses.
Because of the curses and the Stargates, but also because, like, man, we used to go in there with literal dynamite. You know?
Yeah, oh yeah.
We're just going there and be like, I think there's something behind this wall.
Fuck it, we'll find it.
Cool, I know how to get back there. Blow!
Dr. Stevens, I think that you're playing with fire here.
Literally playing with fire, yes.
Well, yes.
That is very that is
but
astute.
Also figuratively playing with fire.
Oh,
over
do
and
tell.
above the literal playing with fire.
I love wordplay, dude. Tell me more.
You are undoubtedly
the greatest Egyptologist that ever lived.
Currently, but maybe you will not live much longer, Dr. Stevens, because you are either going to find A, a curse,
sure,
or B, a Stargate. And I don't know if you want to roll those kind of dice, sir.
Let me tell you something. If I find a curse, that all comes with the job. I'm a very brave and tough man who's very wealthy, and I'm using my wealth to show that I'm brave and tough and smart. Curses are part of that. I hope we don't find a curse. What are the chances of finding a curse? I'm so scared of that. We'll come back to that in a moment. Number 2.
Right.
I'm going to speak loudly enough for everybody else to hear now, but I do want to circle back to the curse or potentially. I'm also the people who are actually from here. I'm terrified of them as well, but never let them know.
Standing right behind.
They look very different from me, and I don't like that.
Literally a circle of them.
But number 2, if I find a Stargate,
yes,
I will be able to bring it back to a large London museum, which is probably just called the Museum of London. And then I will be known far and wide as the man who found the 13th Stargate that we found.
Dr. Stevens, are you willing to take that chance, finding the Stargate, but also maybe potentially cursing you and your lineage through all time and space?
Hi. I'm one of the locals that you hired.
Oh yeah. Hi.
And I just
we're really not I'm sorry, looking for feedback.
I know I'm not supposed to look you in the eye or talk to you, but
exactly.
I do want to say more likely than a curse is like this is all just made of really old rock, and if you blow it up, like oh, here's what it is. I figured out. Yes. There is a curse. The curse of the crumbling walls.
Oh, no.
And if you are to light this dynamite and blow up the wall to the sacred chamber, the dark magic which my ancestors have put there will cave in all around you. We call it the curse of physics.
The curse of physics, Dr. Stevens!
I'm willing to chance it. I feel like I somehow made him double down. So no, we do not. The quote unquote scientific community was not very sensitive in the beginning, and so we did destroy a lot of things that we could have potentially saved. So we don't go poking around in the Great Pyramids, but we do still analyze the Great Pyramid. Researchers use a technique that was developed in high energy particle physics. Okay, so what they do
it is the curse of the physics.
It's the curse of the physics.
They're using the curse.
We can find the ghost of physics in there.
Oh, I knew it.
They track particles which are called muons, and muons are produced when cosmic rays strike atoms in the upper atmosphere. And the cool thing about muons is they can go through solid matter.
Okay.
So what's great? They come down
just like spooky ghosts.
Just like spooky ghosts. They are what's called the ghost particle of the pharaohs by early 1900s Egyptologists
/ physicists.
So 10,000 muons rain down on each square meter of Earth's surface every minute.
A lot of muons.
And we've created muon detectors for particle accelerators, but we've also used them in the past decade to determine the inner structures of things that we cannot go inside.
I feel like that bully in 6th grade said he had developed a muon detector and it was always going off around me.
Yeah. And it gives wedgies when it finds a muon.
Oh no, he brought his muon detector. Oh.
So in December 2015, Kunihiro Morishima of Nagoya University in Japan placed a series of detectors inside the Queen's Chamber, which is a place that we are allowed to go. It is open.
I thought he maybe like rappelled into there and then slowly removed his scarf from
and there was a
nose and
single
mouth.
shaft of sunlight, but just at the right time of day.
And he slowly erected his muon detector.
And all of a
sudden, he found all the wedgies he could muster.
And then all these gears started spinning. They're thousands of years old and they're made of wood, but they still work.
Yeah.
All that happened. Particles are partially absorbed by stone, but not fully. So any large holes in the pyramid would result in more muons than expected hitting the detectors. So what they were looking for were any bits of open chambers or open areas of the pyramid that we had not found.
Did we find one?
Oh, we found one.
We found a new chamber?
After several months, they had an unexpected line. So they had 2 other teams of physicists come in, check it out, and what they found was a large unexpected void in the same location above the Great Gallery.
Oh, Gallery North.
The Grand Gallery. So I have there's a diagram of the Great Pyramid in the article. We'll link it. I'll show it to you right now, Jeff. But what you basically have is you have the Grand Gallery at the bottom. Then you have the King and Queen's chambers. They're separate chambers.
Whoa. Hidden chamber.
And then a hidden chamber. Okay, so here's the problem.
Hidden chamber.
Now, here's the issue, Jeff.
That's where all the curses are.
Oh, okay. So it is...
Send Scoob in there. Investigate it.
It is an open area.
Mm-hmm.
And what I love is there are about 10 different versions of this article that I read.
Right.
Only one of them quotes the team as saying, "We don't want to call this a chamber because we don't know that it is one."
Except on the diagram, it says hidden chamber right there.
And then every outlet runs hidden chamber found in the Great Pyramid.
Yeah.
And keeps saying chamber and does not quote the team as saying, "Don't fucking call this a chamber." So literally the bit that we were doing about like, ooh, secret Egypt treasure chambers. Literally all of the press is doing that right now.
Still happening here in the 21st century.
Because here's what's up. There are a lot of different open areas within the pyramids. And the reason is because of the structure of the pyramids and where the chambers are and the weight of these things, there are areas of weight and counterweight and open areas that keep the structure of the pyramid safe. Basically, what this could be is this could be an open area above the Grand Gallery simply because they don't want to put too much weight down on the ceiling of the Grand Gallery.
Otherwise, it would be the flat gallery.
Otherwise, it would be the grand rubble.
Yeah.
It would be, look at all the marvelous rubble.
Or...
And then there would be a new Grand Gallery area opening above it.
It could be a hidden chamber.
Oh, shit, we found a Stargate.
We found a Stargate in the hidden chamber. We're going to get that Nobel Prize for Stargates.
You think
and we're going to go to another dimension. When we get back, we're going to sell our Cadillac. So anybody wants to buy the Cadillac, we're accepting offers, is up on CarMax.
I have a question.
Yes.
Yes, hi.
Yes, local.
Oh, yeah, I'm just wanted to know, do you think this is like a Richard Dean Anderson Stargate or like a Spader Stargate?
Oh, man, that is a great question. We're going to have to go through the Stargate to find out because that's how you do science.
Yeah.
You test on yourself.
That's great. And as a representative of the local press, we'd like to say that the Stargate is right here. Actually, we've extracted it from the chamber.
Oh, shit.
And you can just,
That looks like 2 trash cans tied together with duct tape.
No, look at all the magical runes around it that are clearly...
Oh, shit, didn't see the runes.
It's an ancient code. Just walk right through it, and we're so excited for you to finally discover the secrets of our ancestors.
It's really dark.
All right, put that in the shipping container and then ship that right back to the fucking United States where it belongs. And everybody, we can stop pretending to be reporters. fuck these guys since fucking 1906. But yeah, so we don't know what it is. It could be any number of things. There are
How do we find out? How do because they can't actually dynamite it anymore. They can't go in there. They can't.
That's the trick. Is now there would be a large process that goes with the Egyptian government and the scientific community that says, like, can we go in there? Are we allowed to disturb it? And then is it worth doing it? And that's the other thing. Is there are a couple people who study this that are looking at these results and being like, it may not be worth it for a number of reasons. And one of them may be, it could be one of these counterweight chambers. Or it could be an area of collapse. It could be an area of, it could be anything.
Weren't they saying that they might actually send in tiny robots through the cracks to be able to go in and take a look?
Little drones.
I want that.
And that's something we've done before too, where you send in the little rolly drones. They're the same ones that go into disasters to look for survivors and things like that.
Tiny little robotic Indiana Joneses.
Yeah, and they all wear little fedoras. Indiana drones.
We're going to send a team of Indiana drones in there.
I don't know if we very often show the process of Jeff coming up with a title for an episode, but that was basically it.
Indiana drones.
But yeah, so now if we can find a crack or a hole or an area,
room. Because this is an extra. They found a room in it. Indiana drones in the
we
temple
will send
room.
one of these small
so good
drones in through that opening to kind of like. And often in these cases now, it like with that lost city that we found in South America, it's one of those deals where like it could just be spectral imaging, it could be radar, it could be cameras, it could be infrared, but we'll
be curses.
We'll try to image it before we try to touch it.
Yeah, you don't want to touch it.
No, because of the curses.
Right. You don't want to get any curse on your fingers.
But also because of the respect for our culture and the
Shut up,
local. We've paid you in whatever it is you're paid in.
Deferred payment.
It's just
we
just
gave
money.
you a deferred payment.
It's just money. It's the 21st century everywhere. I don't know. Guys, did you have an embarrassing 1980s magical Egypt fetish like I did?
I love how you come back to that.
Did you guys grow up in that sort of area? And if you did that color your expectations of this story?
Are you now imagining tiny robots with tiny robot fedoras
going up against tiny mummy ghosts?
Tiny whips.
Because that's not okay. But is it dope?
Is it?
Who are we to say?
Is it a show we'd certainly pitch to any networks who were interested?
I mean, yes. Would we feel guilty as the millions were like just coming in like fucking waves?
No, we wouldn't feel guilty, but we would be conscious of it.
We'd be conscious of it, and it might bother us, but it probably wouldn't because we're terrible. What was our question to you again? Right. What do you think this thing is, and do you think your opinion of that is being colored by pop culture and fantasy and sci-fi media? And let's be honest, a little bit of cultural insensitivity. You can let us know.
Do that though, so bad.
You can hashtag those. Stargate is real. I'm at A Carboni.
I'm at Jeff Canada.
And hey, if you have not checked it out yet, might I recommend checking out our Patreon page?
Oh yeah, that's the only way we actually are able to make this show is because of the generous support through Patreon from listeners like you. If the idea of getting a cup of coffee is like trivial to you, why not?
Fancy pants.
Yeah.
You're the sort of person that can just have coffee.
Doesn't think about spending $5 on a coffee. Why not just give us $5 once a month? That'd be cool.
Like one coffee.
One coffee.
One of your fancy fucking Am I making you feel guilty enough yet? My new goal is to guilt people.
It's not going to work, but I appreciate you trying.
Well, they better, because I'm dying. That's not... That's not true. But we do give you some extra stuff. You get episodes early. You get bonus audio. You get a monthly hangout with us. You get some secret mail if you're at the appropriate level. All of these things can be yours. And you can help us continue to create this amazing show, which continues the cultural appropriation of the Egyptian people.
Yay.
Patreon. Yay. It's a mixed bag. Patreon.com/wehaveconcerns.